beautiful northwest coast district of Tasmania is attracting an increasing number of visitors from all parts of the Commonwealth. There is much about this country to remind one of England's green fields and valleys. The golf courses here are superb, and the local people are great sports lovers. Basketball, bowls and Australian rules football are played and watched keenly by the Tasmanians. These people are citizens of Burnie, a town with a population of 14,000 people, and prosperity possessed by few towns of its size. The mainland lies across the broad 200 miles of the waters of Bass Strait, but that doesn't prevent the citizens of Burnie from enjoying a full life. Burnie maintains a deep water port, and although a comparatively small town, it supports a large number of modern stores which can supply everything available in the big capital cities. In Burnie, the trend for many home builders is towards contemporary styles. This is a progressive town with a powerful story to tell the world, a story that will set a remarkable example of achievement. The mild climate of this district of Tasmania favours the growth of beautiful flower gardens. The climate favours, too, the raising of healthy youngsters under ideal conditions, conditions which are fast disappearing from our big, overcrowded cities. Yes, Burnie is indeed a busy town, with such a high birth rate that the local hospital's maternity department is hard-pressed to cope with the rush into the town of its newest citizens. What has been responsible for the achievement of so much of the happiness and security to be found in Burnie? Well, the story started sometime before the year 1936, when despite warnings that the task was a hopeless one, a small group of research workers set about the problem of making high-grade paper from the eucalyptus tree. Overseas, they said it couldn't be done, but Burnie today can proudly present to the world a grand story of its achievements over a period of 20 years. In the forest behind Burnie, the forest workers are busy harvesting a crop which will deliver more timber in 50 years' time than is available today, a crop which is gradually becoming perpetual. A crop which is responsible for the manufacture of 10 million pounds worth of products each year. These logging operations are carried on throughout the entire year to maintain a continuous supply of raw material for one of the biggest manufacturing enterprises of its kind in the Southern Hemisphere. The timber jinkers maintain a shuttle service to the mills at Burnie, just 20 miles distant. From the Emu River, 14 million gallons of water are pumped each day. This water, combined with large quantities of power drawn from Tasmania's hydroelectric scheme and coal from Tasmanian mines for the generation of steam heat, provide the resources needed in this great mill. The Burnie mill maintains a 1 million-pound sawmill, which is a marvel of automation. The logs, once they enter this sawmill, are handled entirely by push-button control. Bark is stripped from the logs with a hydraulic debarker, operating at a pressure of 1,400 pounds per square inch. A touch of a push button sends the logs to the band mill, where they're reduced by huge band saws which can handle logs up to 5 feet in diameter. The timber is gradually reduced in the automatic sawmill to sizes which can be handled by the gang saw. And so are produced the high-grade Burnie milled timbers, which are playing such an important role in Australia's building industry today. Strangely enough, some valuable products from the Burnie mill are made from what was formerly waste material. Timber waste from the Burnie Sawmill and other northwest coast timber mills is chipped and then defibrated between rotating serrated plates. The action of these plates within the defibrators reduces the timber to pulp suspended in large quantities of water. The pulp is screened to remove oversized material, and it's then washed. Waterproofing size and chemicals are added to the pulp, which now passes to the forming machine. The stock flows onto a forming wire, which carries the mixture of pulp and water steadily forward. A puddling action consolidates the pulp, and the water falls away through the wire, leaving a thick wet lap, which is reduced in thickness by its passage through rollers. The operation of this machine is continuous, 24 hours of each day for 48 weeks of the year. The thick wet lap sections are subjected to heat and tremendous pressure, and they emerge as the well-known 3/16-inch thick hardboard. But we've yet to witness the most remarkable achievement at Burnie. In this wood room, timber and offcuts from the sawmill are reduced to 1-inch chips, which pass to the first continuous digester in the southern hemisphere, and by gravity to the static digesters. These are really huge pressure cookers, and in them under heat and pressure, and in the presence of caustic soda, the chips are reduced to pulp. In 10-ton batches, the chips disintegrate into a dark brown pulp. The pulp passes through 3 stages of washing. It then passes through a multi-stage bleaching plant and finally reaches the target brightness. In the beta room, for some qualities of paper, a small quantity of imported pulp is added to the eucalypt pulp. After passing through refiners, the pulp reaches the wet end of the paper-making machine. The pulp, mixed with large quantities of water, reaches the head boxes of the machine. Now it flows onto a continuous woven wire screen. The dandy roll impresses the watermark into the fabric of the paper, and the edges are trimmed by fine water jets. At this point, the paper leaves the continuous wire screen. In seconds, the pulp has become paper, which now passes over heated drying drums and between polishing rollers, emerging as a high-quality white paper wound on reels weighing up to 2 tons. So paper is produced here in many qualities and types by this integrated industry. Paper is supplied for high-grade printing to the printing and stationery industries. The cut paper is sorted sheet by sheet by the women of Burnie to remove every sheet which is not perfect. No machine to perform this work as effectively has yet been developed. Paper is counted into reams in less than a minute per ream of 500 sheets. The production in Australia of high-grade printing and writing papers depends upon the attainment of a high degree of efficiency within the industry. The mill manufactures its own chemicals. In this electrolytic cell room, caustic soda and chlorine gas are made in the presence of mercury worth more than 100,000 pounds. The caustic soda used in the process of producing the eucalyptus pulp is recovered from furnaces in which the black liquor from pulp making is burned. This also produces heat for the raising of steam, in addition to the steam raised by burning coal. All these processes have resulted from research. In the mill's research block, there's a continuous program of development designed to further improve the already efficient methods which have evolved for the production of high-grade paper from the Australian gum tree. The mill's forestry draftsmen, using stereoscopic aerial photographs, are planning the all-weather roads which will serve every corner of the 200,000-acre forest. A forest which in new growth is encouraged by bulldozing the scrub and giving the best young trees a chance to grow to maturity. The program of forestry establishment at Burnie includes the planting of pine trees which grow well in this district. These trees will one day reduce the quantity of imported pulps needed by the mill. 50,000 tons of paper and 30,000 tons of hardboard and timber are being shipped from the Burnie mill each year. Products worth £10 million to assist in making Australia self-sufficient in 3 of the most important commodities needed by our ever-expanding country.